Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I've come back on now today here to show you some of the things that I've done so far onto this piece of work, and to continue on and show you how we go about it. Now this is the little roses that I did. I showed you how the buds. I showed you how to do that on the other video, but I didn't use the colour. I just did mine in all in apricot, I think it was, that I used. But that's how that's made. What did I do with that, I wonder? Okay, right. Well, that's not here now at this stage because I've just been working on this one. I've also done these. I redid the little roses because for this size piece of work, I thought the one that I put on here was too big. Okay, so I just took him undone and put 3 little tiny ones there instead. Alright, now I've put some trims around. There's a piece there going around that one. A little trim of flowers that I got and put a little bead in between that. I've got another piece of trim coming up here with the beads along there. And this other piece across the top here, and I put tiny little buttons. Now, I'm trying to keep it really pastel colours, you know, like nice, delicate sort of thing. I want it to be like, so that's why I'm keeping it toned down as much as I can. Now I'm going to show you how to do a couple more stitches today. I think I might, well, I realised yesterday when I was doing this that these are very light and in the same colours as what I'm doing, so it might have been hard for you to see, I don't know, but I'm going to put I would like to stay on this piece and work on here, so maybe I'll just show you though on something first and see how that looks first before we go any further. So I've just got another bit of that wrinkly. Now we want to do something with the thread. I'll show you how to do a feather stitch, and so we'll use something that's going to show up on the background. The feather stitch is what I used to put the trim down in under here. See that? Down here and up along there. That's a feather stitch too. So that's not really that hard. So we'll get a piece of thread and we'll do our feather stitch. Now I had a place where I had all my cotton. I've got it all sorted out because I had a little bit of them upset in my basket of things. I chucked everything flying. Now, like I said yesterday, we need to have a needle that's thick enough to take through the thread. Doesn't matter what you're sewing, you know, you need to make sure you make a big enough hole. You don't want a great big hole though, because you don't want to leave the hole behind what you're doing. Now, excuse me. So for the feather stitch, and I'm still working upside down, I'm sorry about that, I just can't get my camera in a different position. We'll come up where you want it to be, so that's the flower here. You come over to the side a bit, and come back up on line up underneath it. And then you'll go this side, and come back up on there, and like that. These pieces, and then you go across the back here again. Now you can do these as long as short as you like, doesn't matter. It's a little bit like blanket stitch, only it's going into a sort of design. I've taken that one over a bit further, as you see. I can also come across here, 1, 2, 3. We're slowly going down and to the side. You can go back across this way. Just depends what your piece of work is looking for, you see. That's what you do. You just go and it is really like a blanket stitch, only it's spread out, isn't it? Oops, sorry about this. It is a little bit wider than what I would have normally done it, but this is how it will look. If you go, you can put it longer, you can have them long and some short, and you can have whatever effect you're looking for. Like this way, we're coming down along here a bit further. Now say we were making a little garden of flowers and we wanted to have, say we want to make a trail and you wanted to make a little garden of flowers, well then you could just put a little French knot on the top of some of these, you know, and make that a nice little trim. I'll do that and I'll show you what I mean. Help a bit if I show you, it's a bit easier. I might just have to have a mouthful of water. Excuse me. Okay, I'm ting the bell. Just hit the water jug with that. Here we'll be able to see this. And this is just an idea because also you could do it with a bead. You know, you could put a bead there as well at the top of it. Now, when you were doing your piece of work, like I've got there, like crazy patchwork, well, you could use this as a way of doing a little bit of a garden, you know, like it makes a really good underwater thing, I reckon, that stitch, like it looks like something from under the sea. So we do turn around 3 times, I hope we're in the shot here, turn around 3 times and go down in next to, not, I don't mind making these French knots, but I'd rather do it with my piece of work in a hoop because it holds it a bit more sturdier. But you just do this sort of thing and make yourself a little flowery things. There are just so many different types of bits and pieces that you can do. Beautiful. You make beautiful work with this embroidery. So if you've got something that you want to put a bit of work onto, see that? Don't you think that looks awesome? I do. Absolutely love it. I do. I'm trying to get it upside down for you. Yeah, just to practice around with these French knots because they're quite easy, really. I guess while I'm playing with that, I could do a bullion stitch. Now, the bullion stitch is something that you're going to have that's going to come up like from where you're going to start, okay? And you take your piece over and you take a nice big stitch there, right? A nice big stitch. And then you sit there and you go wrap. Now you want to wrap it so it's the same length as that, okay? So you want to, I don't know why I'm counting, but that looks like that's the same length as that. So you hold on to your needle and your work and you pull it through slowly and you come back over there like that and you've got a long, it's like a knot, like a bullion stitch. That's it. You can make a rose with that stitch as well. I would like that to be a little bit tighter. I'll try that one with this one here again. Come back over this way. Go back through there. Put this in your hands like so. Hold on to the needle. I'm always counting. Oh well, you can count, you can do anything I suppose. So you need it to be the same size as that part there. Not too tight because it won't come through. Just slowly loosen it in your hands as you're pulling it through. And then slowly just push that back there like that, and you've got a little make, what's the name? What do you call it? Lavender. You make nice lavender flowers with that. I'll put another one here next to it. So I could put that onto my piece of work, couldn't I? Put a bit of this lavender, be nice. So you want the same size as that there. Okay. I'll get that one. Now I want to thank everybody I've got all that positive feedback from. I'm sorry I didn't write to you all because I thought I'd just talk to you about it, but I really do appreciate your feedback, and I'm really glad that you've enjoyed my embroidery bit of work that I was, that I did. Now, I mean, you could even cut that out and use that instead of me just throwing this away. I could even cut that out and use it for a patch or something, couldn't I? Like put into something. No, so I'm really pleased that you all enjoyed doing this, watching it or going to learn. If you want to learn, just, you know, if you want any more ideas, just let me know. I'll just keep coming on here showing you a few bits for a while and see how we go. I have other things that I'm supposed to be working on as well, but I can do all that as well, I hope, because I just enjoy showing people, and I'm hoping that this is in the shot, because I'm going to cry, you know, if it's not, because I think I've done a reasonably good job, and I don't want to muck that up. I don't pull this too tight here. Where are we? We might have done that, Sonia. Just untighten that a tad. There we go. So there you go. So that's a little tiny bit of embroidery there on that. Didn't take very long at all, did it? So you could put, I could put some of that, which I probably will, onto one of these squares. Still got a bit to go on that, but I just needed to show you this on a piece of fabric that was away from everything else, because that was getting a little bit piggly. So there, that's that bit. Okay. Now, I didn't even get a plan, you know. I'm not even planning what I'm going to show you next, so I don't know. Well, what about we do the cross stitch one, which is probably, what do they call it? Probably a cross stitch, I guess. I can't remember that now. That's not good, is it? Anyway, we'll have a go at that now. We'll see. I know what it is, whether, you know, so we'll have a go at that one. It's quite easy. I might have a little line to put this on, though. Like, I have a disappearing pen here, but I don't have the one that's, this is water. Didn't really want to wash it off. I suppose I could just put it on there and as a tiny guide, because I just won't use this. So you can get, this is water dissolving one, but you can get a one that just fades. I was doing some embroidery once and put it down for that long that it did fade off before I got back to it again. But I'm talking, you know, a few weeks. It did fade away. It did really work, yeah. But anyway, so I have a tendency to make this bigger and smaller. That's why I thought I'd get the line, because I do, you know, sometimes go a bit too big. So we'll come up there at the, wherever you want to be for your starting point, and you come over a bit, and you do a bit of a back stitch like that sort of thing. And then you come back up there to where your line is, do the same size there. You go back over this way, and you'll see that where that there is. You're going to come back a bit. Just try and eyeball it. See, Sonia didn't even get that right. I should have put that down a bit further. When I do this, I don't know why, but I do tend to always make this stitch higgly-biggly. Probably just something about me. I need to put some cream on my hands. They're terrible. I'm sorry about that, but when you do lots of different things, you're always washing your hands, and they're getting old and wrinkly. Oh, look at it. It's terrible, isn't it? I had to get a band-aid because this one wouldn't heal, and it didn't look very nice. I had to get a band-aid put on it. Okay, so if you had two lines, if you were practicing, or, you know, if you were just learning and you thought just needed two lines, so you could do that, and then it'll disappear anyway. So that'd work for you. But this is a cross stitch. Could be called herringbone, maybe. Got a feeling it is. I'll have to go and get my book and look that up. I don't know why I put that away, but anyway, I can surely find different things to show you to do until I find my book. When I'll find my book, and because I've already got all these done as a reference. So that's how you do that. And this one here is done like that, and that's very pale though, it's in the pink, and then I went in and I put a tiny bead in these spaces just to fill that up. See, put a tiny bead in those. Alright, so that's that one. Now I'm sure, well, I imagine, I don't know for sure if everybody knows how to do chain stitch, but that will be our next one. We'll do a chain stitch now. Now this one here, you can put the little little seed beads, or when I say seed beads, they're the tiny ones that you can get. What size are they? Oh dear, I don't know. That's gone right out of my head. I have so many packets of them all around here anyway, but I just don't. Well, there's a container with some in there that's like the size that I'm using now. I actually spilt them yesterday. I wasn't happy at all. I can't remember now what the size these are. I'm sorry about that. I'll find that out anyway and let you know. But anyhow, so that's how you do your herringbone stitch. I think that's what that is. If I'm wrong, I'll come back and tell you the next time. I wanted to show you something too. I finished the bag, and I actually have a picture of it up on Facebook, finished. But I don't know if I showed you everybody it finished. So this, what's on this bag, is embroidered. As you can see, I've used that cross stitch there, and I've used half a, oh, that's like a blanket stitch, only I've got it sideways and a bit different. And there's a feather stitch there. I haven't done a lot of stitches on here. I've done the flowers, the little rosebud, and that flower there, another one there, and this little one here. I can show you that one too in a minute. That's there. But I put the picture on. But I've actually finished making it now, so there you go. I actually, well, I'll be back after anyway, and we'll talk about something else in a minute. I've got to just finish this first. I can't keep telling you everything on the, because I get myself too confused, and then some people don't finish watching things and don't see everything that you've reminded them about. But anyway, so that's for that. Now we're going to do a chain stitch. Now, all these can be done in ribbon. All these stitches can be done in ribbon. There's just different things that you can do with the ribbon, like the way you've done that. Which you can actually do your flower with thread, the way that we've done this. It's just a matter of using more goes, that's all. So if anybody wants to see anything actually done with the ribbon as well, which I will do a few in a minute, just let me know. So for the chain stitch, you just come up through wherever you want it to be. And like this is like the rest of them, you don't have to go in a straight line, but you know, it's probably a good idea if you do. But so when you come there, you need to go down right at the bottom here and come up. Well, see, this is like a blanket stitch too, isn't it? Really, but it isn't. So go right down at the edge and come back up. I think I've seen people do this different, but make sure that you always go right to the edge, otherwise it won't link up. Some people I've seen go back in the inside. You can do that. It just depends on yourself, and I think that might look a bit better. It sort of hangs onto it a bit better. But don't go down in the same hole. You know, just don't go down the same hole you come up in. Just go fair next to it. Righto? You go down in there, and then there's your chain stitch. And you can do these as large or as small as you'd like. And then you can come along, you can put a little bead inside. If you want to, you can just leave it like it is. It doesn't matter. That's how you do that. You just go back into the side of there and down. And that way, every time you're going to get it right. This way here you will too, but it's a little bit hard. Oh, well, not hard, it just depends. There's just the two different ways that you can do them, so it doesn't really matter which. It's your preference, so... Unless, of course, you're doing it as an exam or something, I don't know. But anyway, so that's that one. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that little flower in the little rose thing, maybe, or flower, whatever it is. Now, I've got some of this out because I thought, now I'll use this ribbon because you can, but it'll also save me my satin, or silk ribbon I should say, by using this one. Now I've got to get the right needle. Here we are. It's got a bit of green in him. We'll just take that out. I'm going to use that anyway after. I'll just take that out, I think. Come on. You see, you just pull it back off there and take it off like you would. See how this has got it's really open. Make a big hole, see? You'll be very careful with this because it's a bit delicate. But it's still, you know, it's really nice, really beautiful stuff to use. This works too, so probably not as softer looking when you finished it, you know. Anyway, so that goes into there like that, so that doesn't make a big knot for you. I'm going to put a knot on the end of this, because what I'm going to do, I don't want it to all pull out, okay. So now to make this other, sorry about this piece of fabric, all these creases in it. As I said yesterday, I pressed it. Now that was a little bit hard to get through, but that's only because of the piece of stuff that it is, okay. Now you want to take your knot right back away from the back, because what you're going to do is you're going to go back through here, and we'll probably do one and that bit, another centimetre, and that bit, and that bit, and that bit, and then we'll go through the end. When I go through there, I'm going to catch that piece of ribbon, because then I might have made this too big because of the thing that it is, but you just pull that down there like that, and you will just move your we'll take it down a bit further. Don't get too carried away and disappear the whole lot, will you? Because it eventually disappears through the end. See what you feel like you like it to be, okay, and then stop, alright? Don't pull it all the way through. So that's like done with this ribbon here, the silk ribbon, and it makes it look a lot more delicate. More delicate. But if you go back here, and we may maybe just take up 1, 2, 3, and back through the hole. Oh well, next to it, whatever, it doesn't really matter whether you get back in there or not. And just pull that through. Now your needle needs to be big enough, because that come through, it might have tug a bit, but not too hard. And then you'll just sort of pull that round there until you feel like that's what you're looking for. Maybe I didn't take this one down far enough. You know what I did? When I did these bits, I'll show you. When I did these bits here, when I picked it up, I need it to be smaller, okay. I did two bigger stitches. So they were lightning stitches. We don't want lightning stitches today. And we'll put that through there, and you bring that down, and you will just even that. There we go. There's a ribbon flower there. There is. That's really nice, isn't it? Okay. I think it is anyway. So then when you finish it off, you can put, I hope I didn't pull that too hard. You can get a little tiny bead. Now I always, I get these bead needles. I don't know if I showed you them yesterday. Did I? I had the packet here too this morning. Oh, come on. Now don't be like this. Don't avoid me, please. Okay. Well, they're bead needles. Okay. Very, very, here we go. Now these are made by Clover. These are a very popular brand all around the place. I think everybody can just about pick up this sort of brand. And this is from number 10 to 13. You don't want them any smaller, because you won't be able to find the eye, let alone thread it. Now with needles, oh dear, the larger the number, the smaller the needle, okay? If you can understand that. So a 10 is larger than a 13. A 13 will be smaller, all right? The hole and the length of the thing. But these are the two, probably if you've got between those two, 10 and 13 size, if you've got both those, that's pretty good. I mean, you can see mine are really bent, because after a while they do start to do that when you've been doing a bit of threading with them, okay? So we'll just put this little thing in here. Little thing, I'm going to come through the back, and this will go through anything, especially your finger, really good, so just be careful, these needles. And we'll find a bead. Now I'll put a whole heap of beads in a container here, because I took this out to the lounge room and made myself some bead soup. so I could find something to put in there. So I'm going to go with a bit of a green one or a yellow. How about we put a green one in there because you'll be able to see him good. Just put the green one in. You don't necessarily need to do it more than once, like the cotton through there, unless you're going to be washing and wearing it madly and there's a chance that it's going to come undone. It should be fine. And you wouldn't wash anything like this, I don't think, unless you were doing it very delicately with these things on it. Very dainty thing. Okay, so there you go. There's a little bead inside the little flower. Okay, so that's that one. And that is just like a flower is a sport sort of thing. So it's not really particularly anything, I don't think. It's just a little bud that's easily made, you know. When I say it's a sport, it's a good sport because it just goes anywhere. That's what somebody told me one time anyway, so we'll just leave it at that. Now, what other sort of flower can we do? We'll just do one more, I think. One more while I've got the... No, I haven't got anything threaded on here big enough, have I? So with that, you just put a little piece of green, like a green leaf thing coming off the side of it there, a little bit of leaf, like I showed you yesterday to do the green one, like this here. Just put that little bit of leaf there on it, so if you wanted to do that. I would not use those colours in something, I don't think, together, not really. Now, I don't know what's going on. The family's trying to find some oil, I'm sure, to put in the car because my daughter's going away again this afternoon. And then on the weekend she's going to the football, so that's another away again trip. So there's lots of going away. I don't know if my husband actually wanted me, but if he would, he would have said so. He did try to come in the door and I told him I was busy. He just went out the front door, so I don't know where he's off to. But anyway, never mind. It'll all come unscrewed, I guess. It'll go well, whatever. And I need more water. She's coming back in. I know she was going to get some oil for the car and visit her friend's baby, which is probably about 2 months old now. She hasn't seen it yet. Anyway, now I'm going to show you the next thing, which I think was going to be... Okay, so I can't sort of see anything there at the minute. I might have to go because I think I'll have to deal with a few issues here first, and then I'll come back and show you a few more. So I hope somebody's learnt something there today. We've done 3 more things, 4 more stitches, so it'll give you something to carry on with if you just want to have a practice. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your comments. I really do love to read those comments. I do. They are very important to me, and even if I can't get back to you or write back to you, I try to write on your videos when you put them up if I can find them, because some of them I don't even see till they've been up there for a while, which is not fair. But anyway, I'll talk to you later.